bird. I only ride way at its peak. I don't know where my soul is. I don't know where my home is. All I need for you to know is. All I need for you to know is something I love. Just to borrow. Can't hate you, say I won't make any.
Season 3 was a crazy one. Alex Meyers takes on Andi Mack, and it's weirder than I thought.
As I make my way through every Disney Channel original series, which is a quest I've given myself for really no particular reason, it's finally time I came to Andi Mack. It was actually a really different kind of show than pretty much every other Disney Channel series. It's one of the few single-camera, no-laugh-track comedies like Lizzie McGuire or Stuck in the Middle, which I also just made a video about, by the way. Also, fun fact, the person who created Lizzie McGuire also made Andi Mack, so how could it not be a masterpiece? Even more fun fact, it's incredibly difficult to even watch the show, because over half of the entire show has been completely wiped from Disney+. I mean, seriously, season 1 has 2 episodes. Now, the reason for this is because back in 2018, the actor who played Andi's dad was caught in a police sting operation where he thought he was gonna, hang out with a very young man, shall we say. So
Wait. I just realized, when you go and look at the Nickelodeon Disney stars after their season or after they start working for Disney or Nickelodeon, you end up realizing what they're really doing after they stop doing that. And then some continue acting, but some end up thinking gay, going jail, doing adult industry that not really, or some actually just do adult movie, like mature movie.
Fired from the show, but the show itself was cut short and Disney canceled it after 3 seasons. And on top of that, every episode where this character shows up at all just doesn't exist anymore. But anyway, I've had a lot of requests over the years to do a video on Andi Mack, so here you go. Okay, so the main character of Andi Mack is Andi Mack. I know, I can hardly believe it myself. Andi's about to turn 13 years old and therefore be a fully formed adult who can make all their own decisions about everything, according to her anyway. Like buying a motor scooter, for example.
I can't believe your mom didn't get this. Oh, she has no idea. I traded in my bike. You really think she'll let you keep this thing? The woman wouldn't let you within 10 feet of a bouncy castle. All that changes as of tomorrow. I become a teenager. It means I get to rebel. Okay, I'm just tired of hearing no every time I ask for something. So this time I just didn't ask.
Yeah, I tried that many a time myself when I was your age, Andi, and it did not go
I
well,
tried
I'll tell you
that too.
Alex, would you care to explain yourself?
What
No one
happened?
understands me. It's not just a face, man. So these are Andi's best friends, Fluffy and Cyrus. And they've been friends since the 2nd grade and all through middle school. But then, of course, you enter high school and one of those friends decides to become super goth and the other one dates a college girl somehow. And suddenly no one wants to come over and watch Toonami after school anymore. Anyway, so they walk all the way to Andi's house, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a motor scooter, but hey, what do I know? And when they get there, they meet another main character of the show, Bex.
Hey, Andi Mack. You guys, it's my sister. What are you doing here?
What do you mean? I couldn't miss your birthday, which...
This one right here actually got me really confused. Because if y'all didn't know, I'm not going to spoil it because some of y'all probably don't remember. But it y'all can tell what's going on in here without even going further into the show.
Say it. I know I've missed most of them.
I don't care. You're here now.
Yeah, okay, Andi Mack. What kind of sibling would ever say that? Real siblings hold on to something you did back in 5th grade, like they're trying to blackmail Jeff Bezos.
What are you looking at?
Of course. Are those your wheels?
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah, full throttle, outlaw. Kissing asphalt on my hog.
You're kissing what on your what? But
You
okay,
kissing
here's the
what?
thing. Andi's a big fan of her older
You
sister.
kissing
You know,
what
she
on
travels
the
around
what?
the country on her motorcycle.
bro.
She wears a leather jacket
Bro,
and the necklace
this
from
man
Spencer's Gifts.
outside
She's so
really,
cool.
really
But their
on that-
mom is
on
not
that
really a
bike
huge
to
fan
the
of all
road.
this bohemian lifestyle, traveling around stuff that Bex does.
What
Mom.
bike the road is? I
Rebecca,
don't know why I just said that.
you look well. I will be staying a while. I'm moving back home. So my plan is to get a job and find a place to live. I'm really ready to get my life together.
Yeah, you know, I used to say that exact same thing at least twice a month between the ages of like 18 to 29. And then finally I was like, hey mom, guess what? I'm gonna be a YouTuber. Yeah, sure, honey, whatever you say.
Once you turn 18 to like 29 or 18 to like 26, you say you try to get your life back together. But once you hit the 30 something more, it's already too late to try to get your life back together. What are you trying to get your life back together for? Like, you already ruined it. So how are you going to get your life back together now?
Father and I stopped expecting anything from you a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want this one to grow up before I do. Too late for that.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Great dramatic exit, Mom.
Wow.
You still got it.
Anyway, so later that day, Andy's up in a room doing whatever 12 going on 13-year-old girls do. So, like, Ouija boards and Necronomicons. And, of course, now that Bex is here, she wants to hang out with her super cool little sister.
Girl do.
Hey. Hi. You busy?
Are you busy, Bex? You wearing those boots inside of an Asian household? Who are you trying to fool, Disney Channel? Anyway, so they hang out and talk about life and stuff and whatever. And we find out that Andy really likes to do arts and crafts. Like she makes bracelets and whatever the heck this is.
It's not my problem.
Did you make this too?
Yeah, out of the scarves you sent me.
Andy.
Look, Mardi Gras, the Texas State Fair, that music festival where people supposedly get naked. They do? Did you?
What? No, come on. You know me better than that.
Sure, Bex. But Andy's saying this kind of makes Bex realize that, like, yeah, you know, all the traveling around the country, going to music festivals for 4 or 5 days at a time, and then coming back like, well, guys, I think I can smell colors now. She realizes that she and Andy don't really have much of a relationship. Like, Bex doesn't really know much about Andy's life, and of course, Andy knows nothing about Bex. So she decides it's about time to fix that. But that's when the plot starts to get real thick, you know what I'm saying?
Boy.
Andy never sees what's inside this box.
Just pictures.
They're not just pictures. It's secrets. Things she doesn't need to see or know.
No, it's long. I really forgot. Like, come on. I watched it back in the day, but didn't really
This is
remember
like my
that
diary. You can't tell anyone anything you see in here. Okay.
Oh, come on, Bex. It can't be that bad. Let me see that.
Yeah,
Bowser brushed his fingers across Shrek's cheek. Those little green, like,
Hey,
weird...
Bex, it can't be that bad. Like, how bad it can be. Now, it probably gonna be bad, because what I was trying to tell y'all is Bex is asking Annie's mom, and Bex's mom is asking Annie's grandma, and that and grandparent. But the crazy thing about it is, right? Bex was trying to keep it a secret because she went on the mental stage at that moment when Annie was baby to raise a kid at that moment. That's all. That's all I know.
Things twitched in
I'm not
anticipation.
gonna say
Shrek
too much,
clutched onto
but that's all
Bowser's
I know.
fingers, large, strong. His breath shallow and weak. You know what I want, he whispered. Bowser
It's
grinned.
not a
Say it.
poem.
Shrek leaned in closer, his breath
There's
dancing in
no more.
Bowser's ear.
Alex,
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a
Inside this box is pictures of all Bex's ex-boyfriends, and they start gossiping about them the way girls do, you know, where they like talk about their forearms for some reason. And
and
while
the
this is
creep about
happening, Bex gets a little glimpse into Andy's
actual
life.
layer.
You know what? I'm already having fun.
it's
You made me a
no
bracelet. I like your
and
friends. I
that
like
is-
your room.
Until like
Ooh, this guy looks like fun. Jonah Beck.
You didn't see that.
Oh, no?
And I have homework.
Okay, cool. Andy, calm down.
Yeah, I'm calm.
Yeah, okay, Andy, I see those lip kiss
Hey,
marks all
hey,
over that
hey,
screen.
nah,
Come on,
Andy.
you have any idea how many
Nah,
printed
Andy.
out, wrinkled, smeared pictures of Sailor
Like,
Jupiter I
who
had
in the
under my
right
bed when I
mind
was
would
13?
do
Get
that?
out of here, you can't fool me.
Only
So,
a
getting a
stalker
genius
person
idea,
would do
Bex
that
decides
if
to set up
they
a
not
surprise date
in
between
love
Andy
with
and
that
Jonah
person.
Beck.
And you're not
What
really
did
in
you
love
do?
with that
What's
person.
going on?
He's gonna teach you how to play
do something
frisbee.
like
I
that.
got you a lesson. That's your present. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Hi, you're Jonah? Yep. I'm Bex, and this is your student, Andy.
Dude, I know you. You go to Jefferson, right? Some people never forget a face. I never forget a foot.
What? Alright.
Oh.
That don't make
Oh,
no
is that
sense
so,
right there.
Jonah? Is there
That-
maybe
Jonah,
something you want to share with
Jonah,
the class?
first
But anyway,
thing
so Jonah
that
teaches
pop in
Andy
your
about
head
how to
was
play
that.
frisbee, and he's like,
Like,
okay,
you
so
could've
first you
said
hold it,
anything,
and then
the
you throw
first
it.
thing you said was that.
And of course, the whole time, Andy's like, But like, okay, so this guy teaches you Frisbee and he's like the cool hot guy or whatever, but I explain the entire Fraggle Rock family tree and suddenly every gir's not dating anyone this year and just taking time for myself. But all the same, whatever. Everything's going great until Jonah's girlfriend shows up.
And I'm not the cute one. I'm not the smart one.
I do.
I'm not the hot one.
I like you.
I'm not the cool guy.
I like Frisbee. Yeah, just delete what I said before.
I'm not the bad guy.
Amber Alert.
I can't be a bad guy.
Stop.
You kidnapped a child? Now this, of course, completely ruins Andy's day. She was finally hanging out with Jonah one-on-one, playing Frisbee, of all things, and then it turns out he has a girlfriend who's pretty? How is that even fair?
This whole thing, I just made an epic fool of myself.
Not the part that I saw. You were amazing. And Jonah Beck
has a girlfriend. Who's in high school?
What? She's like a pretty girl. She's nothing.
Yes, Bex, please, tell us about how being pretty never gets you anywhere in life. No, please, by all means. I would love to hear this.
Please
You
tell
were
us.
raised to think you have to be perfect, but you don't. If you made a fool of yourself, you know what? That's good. You need moments like these. They're the moments you remember. They're the moments you learn from. They become your funny stories you tell about yourself.
But Andy gets really mad all the same, and Bex feels like all she does is just mess everything up, and everyone's lives would be so much better if she was gone.
Oh, okay.
I just mean like she starts packing up to leave again, okay? This could have been a very different show. But Andy ends up apologizing for her reaction, and one thing leads to another, and Beck decides it's finally time to share a secret that she's been holding in for years.
Is that you?
And that's you. I'm not your sister. I'm your mother.
When I found out
the
that
first
this
episode of
really
the show.
happened,
So yeah,
I
that's
was
how the
shocked
show
too.
starts. Andy
I
learns
was
that her
shocked to
sister is her
even
mom, and her mom is her
notice
grandma,
that
and pretty much her
really
entire
true.
life has been one big
Like,
lie, which is really
that
going to help
year
with the
when it came
rebellious
out,
face thing she was talking about earlier.
When Andi Mack actually came out that year, I was surprised because knowing new episode come on every Friday, Saturday, right? And when that year when Andi Mack finally came on Disney Channel, I started watching it, and when I realized that's what Andy's mother, I was like,
Electric scooter. You like it?
No, I don't.
Well, I wish you didn't feel that way, but I'm keeping it.
Everything works just like it always has. Nothing has changed.
Sure. Nothing's changed, Grandma.
And so then the show goes on for 3 seasons, with the final episode airing in 2019. And over these 3 seasons, like, so much happens. Andy's long-lost bio-dad comes back, and we find out how, like, Andy's birth story is just, you know, the tale as old as time, where Bex and Bowie, this guy, they were just so young and unstable, and they just couldn't handle it, man. So Bex gave Andy to her mom, and then Bex felt like a failure in life, so she kind of, like, ran away to try and find herself, my dude. But now, 15 years later, Bex and Bowie are in better places in life, and they date, and then they get married at the end of season 3. And Andy applies for and gets into this prestigious visual arts high school, which is a thing apparently. Her friend Cyrus comes out as gay over the course of the show, and this was one of the things that made the show like pretty famous at the time.
Of course, is Aunt Ruthie's kugel. That's your classic bagel and lox. That's gefilte fish. Skip that. And I'm gay.
And the crazy thing about it, a lot of Disney shows started only having like three or 4 seasons. Not a lot. Now, when I look at Bone had everything. I'm talking about Bone had so much episodes, so much season. Like Bone had so much main character that I couldn't even count how many main characters Bone had.
Okay, cool.
Do you know those 3 shows we spent the night belittling have 114 Emmys to our 0?
He has a crush on this guy, and Buffy has a crush on this guy, and turns out these are 2 separate people, by the way. And so after Bex and Bowie's wedding, we get like the final episode of the show, which is kind of just this nice wrapping up of everything where Cyrus and this guy get together, Buffy and this guy get together, Andy gets into her dream school, like I said.
I got in to Sava.
You got into Sava? You got into Sava?
What's Sava? A special magnet high school for the visual arts. That's great. Isn't it? It's just...
We've been together since second grade.
And now...
We won't be.
Now, like I said earlier, they've all been best friends since second grade. But with this episode, they start to realize that growing up also means growing apart because their lives start going in different directions. But hey, we'll always have the memories of the good times or something.
You always still have memory and friendship together. But along the way, y'all going, making your way to like different universes. But y'all still be friends. No matter what.
Something I thought was interesting about this show is like it gets progressively more Disney Channel-ified as it goes on. I mean, like the first season looks and feels a lot like a ABC family drama, like The Fosters or Seventh Heaven or something, which also ended up having a creepy dad actor. Isn't that something? But like the acting feels surprisingly natural and organic at the beginning of the show, but then by season 3 it just feels...
The Lily in season 1, it feels like you can get the dramatic and drama of season 1. But along the way, it started increasingly getting more intense and more thinking like, what are y'all putting in the
channel? Like, here's the beginning of the show.
Fletcher. He's a pirate, so I don't see him very often.
A pirate?
I'm kidding. He's not a pirate. But he does have a boat. Has a pet bird.
So pretty close. Your sister has a secret baby? Yes, she does.
Yeah, like I'm not saying they're Oscar worthy or whatever, but it just kind of feels like kids are just talking, And then they get to season 3.
It can be nominated something, ask if I could keep it.
It's a great bracelet.
Close to it.
I've always liked it. What happened to Kira?
I poured water on her and she melted.
I actually buy that. I will be the first person ever to literally die of curiosity.
Like, I don't really know how to fully explain it properly, but like, as they got older, it kind of feels like the actors were maybe thinking a little too much about how to act. You know what I mean? It's just like, by the end of the show, it feels so forced.
If you enjoyed that, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn that post notification bell to all so you won't miss any reaction LJ. And season 3 reaction are getting really hype with episode 1. Down in the comment, tell me, do you think Andi Mack was weird or kind of fire?